Thanks so much indeed for joining us. Tell us what your reaction is to this decision by the IEC.
Thank you, Peter. As the PAC, we are very happy that finally we have overcome this hurdle. It has been a very painful exercise for us as PAC because we have always maintained that the legitimate leadership was elected in Bloemfontein and is led by Mzwanele Nyhontso. But we have seen in the past, many people kept on saying that the PAC is divided, it has two leaderships and all of that. Despite us providing court orders, despite us providing all necessary documentation, there was this thing which kept on going on, that the PAC is a divided party with two leadership. Now, we are happy that now the IEC, as the registering authority of political parties, has finally amended its record and recognized the true leadership of the PAC. And that is also, even in Parliament, you will know that we are represented by Mzwanele Nyhontso. But beside all of that, the confusion continued unabated.
All right, so on paper, you are now quite clear about the leadership of your party. But I suppose the hard work really starts now, because you have to capture the hearts and minds of everybody who once belonged to an undivided party. How are you going to do that?
First and foremost, we are calling on all members of the PAC, those who may have left the organization because of the so-called infighting, to come back home. The PAC is now a united single organization. And secondly, we are calling on all others who may have supported the former expelled leader of Mzwanele to also come on board and become part of a moving PAC. But we are, as the National Executive Council, will also be holding a strategic retreat from the 25th to the 27th of this month, wherein we will develop strategies on how do we make sure that this perception that has always been there, that we are a divided party, we now deal with it once and for all, and make sure that we begin to work with communities on the ground, make sure that we do what the PAC was created for, which was to fight for the return of the land to its rightful owners.
And what next now for Mr. Moloto? Have you reached out to him?
Currently, as matters stand, Mr. Mzwanele remains an expelled member. He no longer has any association with the PAC, and that is in as far as I can comment. But you'll recall that at some stage, the High Court also gave him the right to make an appeal with regard to a decision that he had undertaken, wherein he sought to run the PAC in solitude with a decree running the PAC alone, and suspended all the structures. So he wanted to take that decision to the Supreme Court. We still have that avenue, but we, as the PAC, are now continuing to do what the PAC was formed for, which is to work with the communities and make sure that we represent their interest.
All right, Secretary General Pooe, we're going to leave it there. Thanks so much indeed for joining us. That's the Secretary General of the Pan-Africanist Congress, Pooe, speaking to us, saying that they're delighted by the decision that's been made by the IEC to recognize the leadership of Mr. Nyhontso as the party leader of the PAC.